UFC 299 absolutely delivered. It was great. And I happened to do a fantastic job on my picks for once, so I'm feeling good. To just get into it, Sean O'Malley absolutely dog-walked Chito for 25 minutes. That was honestly quite the beating Chito received. And it's crazy because, as I've been saying for months now, this fight shouldn't even have happened. This result is low-key exactly what the game needed. Because can we stop just giving out title shots? Beating Pedro Munoz and immediately fighting for the title next is diabolical. I really do hope Chito is alright though, especially moving forward because, bro, he was getting tagged. That knee? Dead sounded like a Call of Duty hit marker and he just ate it. It's clear that he's just a notch or two, maybe even more, from like elite status. But even still, a lot of changes need to be made to his style. He was way too tentative and comfortable trying to fight at range with somebody both longer and faster than him, which is absolutely a recipe for disaster. And a disaster is exactly what Saturday was for the Vera family. Insane game plan, not incorporating no clinch work or wrestling in general. He had a couple moments though, only when he was moving forward really. Problem was that he wasn't cutting off the cage whatsoever. He was really just following Sean around. But a lot of that is credit to Sean because his footwork was on point. And speaking on Sean, he looked amazing. Boy looked like an unstoppable world beater, I ain't gonna lie. Everything was on point, starting with that footwork. The angles he was cutting on Chito had him in there spinning, just looking remedial. The feint game was crazy too. Chito's always been one to bite and really pause everything when you either come forward or just feint at him. He never combines offense and defense. It's either one or the other. And Sean was sure to take full advantage. Sean really just went in there and do what he does. Put on a show, sniping from a distance, making his opponent look stupid. Next fight's gotta be Mariah. And it's another interesting matchup because either Sean's getting cooked or he catches and buries Mariah. Ain't no in between. It's a lot like the Aljo matchup, to be honest. Chito got called out by Poirier, so he can just go fight him, I guess. Dustin Poirier did exactly what I tried to tell the streets he was gonna do. Just did it a lot earlier than I thought. Listen, bro. It's clear that Dustin just here to have him some fun now because his grappling IQ in this one was almost non-existent. He made this fight so much harder on himself by pulling what felt like about 12 guillotines because he was literally putting himself in Benoit's world. Bro, I promise, I was legitimately sitting there tweaking, especially after listening to his corner tell him to stop pulling gillies. And the first thing he did in the second round was pull another guillotine. But his grappling overall is top notch, highly underrated. And he was able to defend himself well. On the feet though, it wasn't close at all. From a technical skill standpoint at least. Because Benoit's tough. Pushed a crazy pace, things were competitive. But if your path to victory against Dustin Poirier is your toughness and chin, you are cooked. I learned that back with the Dan Hooker fight. Benoit's tendency to rush forward and overextend, combined with his complete lack of head movement, which you got a great example of in the second to last exchange when they both simultaneously threw left straights. Good win for Dustin though. Continues to ward off the division's youngest. He said he ain't quite done yet. MVP completely hornswoggled Kevin Holland. Made it look pretty easy for real. I ain't never seen Kevin Holland get cooked so bad. He actually resorted to wrestling. Even when he was getting sauteed by Wonder Boy, he just kept striking. With MVP though, he was not having it. My boy was really trying to wrestle. MVP did well defending takedowns, but specifically in getting back to his feet. And this fight serves as another entry into why Kevin Holland has an all-time chin. Cause them right straights, the elbows, he also ate shots that night that most in his division probably wouldn't have, so shout out to him, I guess. I think this was a wonderful setup for the MVP Wonder Boy matchup. The streets need that. I was talking about guillotines earlier, and Della Maddalena made sure not to pull any of those as he barely edged out the dub versus Gilbert. On the feet, Jack was having his way, as expected, especially since he took southpaw the majority of the fight, taking away Gilbert's lead hand, almost forcing him to throw the right, which is all he wanted to do anyway. Gilbert did catch him with a nasty counter elbow as Jack was moving forward though. That was tough. But Burns, smartly, went to a lot of wrestling and was having success, like he was 2 minutes from winning the fight. But Jack showed some great jiu-jitsu defense, and the roll he hit to get back up in the third was magnificent. Had Gilbert out there scrambling trying to shoot for another takedown, where he ate a knee from hell, boy, good lord. Dan Mergliata absolutely was trying to see a murder though. That stoppage was crazy. Piotr Jan is finally back in the win column, bro. I'm happy. Hated seeing Son lose, but you know. First round was dicey, per usual for Jan, but it hit so much different in the 3-rounder because, like, Bro, the fight almost over. Dropping around like that puts you in a position where you have to step on the gas right now. And Jan did do just that. He adjusted real well. The uppercuts, as well as the sweeps he caught on Song were crazy too. He's just so skilled with it. He's always a fun watch. For Song, I think he might need to find him a new gym. All the skills are there. We can see that. But sometimes the footwork to really tie it all together, consistently at least, is lacking. But he's still real young. So acquiring these competitive L's from the division's elite could prove to be beneficial. And quickly, Jailton Almeida has finally lost. I sound like a hater low-key. But I ain't gonna lie, he was moving Blaze around and I was not expecting that. His body lock is something serious. Curtis got tired of it in the second round though. He was pissed. Started letting them hammer fists go. I had forgot to speak on it in the actual prediction video, but Ganrot indeed did handle RDA. He had a good little scare though. That uppercut RDA cracked him with was crazy. And Thanos, Rebellious to Spain, absolutely flattened Josh Parisian. I was at work while the actual fight was happening, but it was only 18 seconds, so I just watched the whole thing on Twitter. That is indeed a very scary man, I'ma be real. I do think he need to face like a wrestler, or at least somebody who can wrestle, before I start saying too much. All in all, I do think the card lived up to what most thought it would be. It was quite fun. And now we only a few weeks removed from UFC 300. Y'all know I'm waiting on that.